there is some very important vaccine news today. Now, as a reset reminder, Donald Trump promised 100 million vaccine doses being distributed by October 31st. That deadline came and went. We don't know right now the real vaccine timeline. Hopefully, Joe Biden's new coronavirus task force, which is being formed today or this week, will get us realistic information about that. But tremendous news from Pfizer, which is one of the companies working on a coronavirus vaccine. Pfizer announced today that its vaccine is more than 90% effective at preventing coronavirus based on data from a large study. If accurate, it has not yet been peer reviewed, but it will be. If accurate, this would be groundbreaking. We've been thinking, the vaccine, at least the initial vaccine, it might only be 40% effective. A number closer to 90. We are talking about a game changer here. The stock market exploding today. If 40% of the country still doesn't want the vaccine, that's a problem no matter what. But no matter what, you want a 90% effective vaccine over a 40% effective vaccine any day. Pfizer and its German partner BioNTech are the first drug makers to show successful data from these large-scale clinical trials. They've found no safety concerns, and they expect to seek emergency use in the U.S. later this month. Now, you might remember, Donald Trump was encouraging manufacturers to seek emergency use because Trump was desperate to get his FDA to just approve whatever so Trump can say he got the vaccine. In either case, the vaccine has nothing to do with Trump. Manufacturers said, we will not seek authorization before it is actually the right thing to do. The new expectation is authorization requests may come this month. The number of doses will initially be limited. Many questions remain about how long are you immune? But there is no doubt that this is absolutely huge. Pfizer said the interim data was conducted after 94 participants got the virus, which allowed them to see how many of the people who got it had the vaccine versus placebo. This is how you start figuring out how effective it is. We don't yet have the full data. It will be released soon and peer reviewed. I don't believe Pfizer would make this up, but it does have to be peer reviewed. Now, in terms of production, to save time, companies have already started manufacturing vaccines because if you wait until you know for sure it works and it will be approved, you're behind by months on vaccine production. Pfizer expects 50 million doses this year, 2 doses per person. That would be for 25 million people, just under 10% of the country. Pfizer says it will produce 1.3 billion doses in 2021, good for about 650 million people to get both doses. The CEO also said to Dr. Sanjay Gupta of CNN that the vaccine will be free to all Americans. Donald Trump, desperate to grasp for any relevance he can find, tweeting this morning saying, quote, in all caps, stock market up big, vaccine coming soon, report 90% effective, such great news. Now, of course, what's hilarious and almost starting to get sad is that the stock market is up. Yes, partially because of the vaccine, partially because of the predicted stability of a Biden administration and the removal of Trump. And of course, the vaccine has nothing to do with Donald Trump whatsoever. But he wants us to think it does have something to do with him because he plans, according to Rudy Giuliani and others, to continue making the case that he's not only been a good president, but that he really won re-election and that he should remain president. That's a separate story. Trump is old news. Let's hope that with Joe Biden coming in and creating a task force, vaccine development will continue going forward. The next few months are going to be ugly regardless. And I actually want to commend Joe Biden because Joe Biden, instead of tweeting in all caps, vaccine, we got it, everything's great. Joe Biden, already showing the type of leadership he will provide on the virus, put out a sober and sane statement about this, saying he was advised last night of the vaccine news, but that it's important to understand that the virus is going to continue for months, that the battle will continue for months, that the announced timeline is an approval in late November, that if that's achieved and some Americans start getting vaccinated, it will still be months before there is widespread vaccination. That's exactly right. Trump just tweets in all caps, we got a vaccine. This is why Joe Biden goes on to say the CDC warned that for the foreseeable future, people have to wear masks. The news of the vaccine doesn't change that. Americans must rely on masks, distancing, tracing, washing, and other measures to stay safe. The news is great, but it doesn't change the fact, and 1,000 people a day are still dying. There's definitely more than 1,000 people a day lying about Trump's successes, but more than 1,000 people a day are tragically dying of the virus. That is how you actually manage expectations, not telling us we are moments from a vaccine for 6 months, which is what Donald Trump did. Good for Joe Biden. We will disagree with Joe Biden on policy, of course, as we start to see him do stuff once he is president. I am very reassured by that type of message on the virus that sanity is returning, and that's a really, really good thing. One of our sponsors today is Vincero Watches, and they're giving you 15% off everything in the store. If you're a guy looking for the perfect way to refresh your style, one of the best investments you can make is in a high quality wristwatch. Vincero is an American company that has made it possible for everyday people to afford a premium watch. Almost everything they sell is within the range of about $200, but it'll look like you spent a lot more. All of their watches are made in small batches from top quality materials, and they just look great. I went on their site and picked out a watch from their Icon Automatic collection. The one I got is in mesh matte black, and I love it. It's simple, sleek, elegant, goes great with just about anything I'm wearing, and I've gotten a ton of compliments on it. You'll get 15% off everything in their store when you go to davidpakman.com/watch, and I've put that link right underneath this video.